like between it, or like back and forth to it. And like that's just kind of like what they do. Like it happens like randomly.
Hello, peoples, humans,
My name
creatures,
is
not
also.
humans. Heading up
Hi,
our what?
Lumoize.
4 out of 4 streak of people not realizing I'm about to unmute or undeafen and start the stream.
Exactly.
Might as well just make it a freaking tradition. All right, hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Topology Tavern, the podcast in which we talk about 3D stuff and ramble a lot about things that don't have anything to do with our assigned topic, which will be great because today our topic is, hey, we have a thing to talk about, and then we're gonna rant a lot. So, kind of works out.
Hey,
My name's Lumoize. I'm the host. With me are the other 3 hosts. One of them isn't human. We'll worry about that later. We have Polly.
hi, I'm Polly.
We have... Fair enough. Oh, we have Thor.
No.
And we have Finger.
I guess apparently I'm supposed to make a noise too.
I mean,
Yeah.
You don't have to.
you don't have to.
That's it.
Your speaking could be your noise. The
Oh.
ambient gain static in the background of your microphone
Oh
is
yeah,
your
that's
noise.
a fan.
There you go.
Yeah. And that is my introductory noise. Is
There
just
you
the
go.
fan.
Your introductory noise is it's just this, just lots of background.
It's more like this.
Oh, boy.
Oh god.
What have I
I
done?
don't even know. Did that work? I don't even know.
Well, it
Yes.
didn't sound good. I can tell you that much.
That's awesome.
All right. Before we get into topics, I want to talk about why 1/4 of our hostage was not here. Polly, where were you last stream?
Hi, I moved to Denver.
Yeah, a quick question. Why?
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 Oh, I moved because 5 of my friends are they all moved to Denver for a year so we could like hang out before they all get married and have kids.
Ooh, nice.
And there was no jobs for me in LA, so like that also.
But you work for Apple.
I'm hired, dude. I haven't started.
I know, that's so really weird. Everything about your
hate it.
situation's really fucking weird.
I know. I cry every night.
Yeah, I imagine you do. But question,
Friends
why did
help
you
us
have to
sleep.
leave now? We've been friends for so long now,
I'm
co-workers.
coming
and,
back
like,
in a year, motherfucker. Like,
I
I'm
get,
moving
I
back-
know,
I'm
I
moving
come
right back.
down here, right? And I get to see him once, and we have Korean. And then we tried a second time, and he forgot, and then he fucking left state.
Hell yeah, that's how you do it, baby.
You asked. I got here. I was so excited, and you just went, nah, bye.
Now he's stuck here with me.
I
Oh,
still haven't
God.
met you. I was hoping we all be here when restrictions were eventually like canceled. We were all vaccinated. We can all like go out to something, but guess we'll have to do it without Polly.
I mean, tickets are literally only like $30.
You're not
So-
wrong. Just freaking airfare's so cheap, especially
so-
between
You can
a
sleep
place
at,
everyone likes and
Lumoize's
people
house.
a place no one goes to.
Yeah, I'll be there eventually. I'll be back.
Yeah.
So don't worry.
All
Eventually.
right. Other than that, I don't think there's any news with us, so we can get on to our.
I have news.
Oh, you have news? Oh, let's hear it.
Yeah. I stopped being a technical director at one place and started doing it at another place.
That's right. You moved position.
Yeah. I started at a different company in the same industry. I'm a trader.
Nice.
Are you making more?
I'm making more. Making money moves.
Making mind moves. We don't need to discuss individual numbers, but how much more, like by percentage?
At least 50%, I feel.
No, 25% more.
Okay.
Okay, that's still not bad, especially for how much you make.
I'm baller.
Baller. Sweet.
Yeah.
Fingerman,
so
is there
I'm
any
the new,
news with you?
No. Technical director.
Not really. I did some stuff for testing like a fun little personal project of a multiplayer game, and it works half of the time.
I mean, better.
It works half the time?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
I mean, like,
you've been lying to me then, because I asked you how it was going, and you said good.
yeah, well, I mean, it's going good. Like, things work, and then sometimes it just doesn't. Like if I, like, one of the things I added was, like, a lose condition, and, like, it like works kind of, I think, but then like it just disconnects the other player, and I thought it didn't when I tested it initially. But I guess it does. So yeah.
Huh.
Nice.
Well, I mean, network programming is the worst of all programming, pretty much. So I'm not that surprised.
Fingerman has either it's working great or it's not working at all. That's his only spectrum.
I mean,
Yeah, it's probably
Why
like
me?
it's probably. I thought I didn't. I think it changed like stuff since like initially. So yeah.
I mean, it works. I mean, it doesn't work, but it'll one day work.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully that's the plan.
Yeah,
I will investigate eventually.
eventually.
Fingerman's gonna be
Eventually,
a network engineer or something.
No,
dude. No,
No.
no.
I would
I've
not
talked
like
with
that.
network engineers. They're so unhappy.
Speaking of unhappy people, what's up, Thor?
Oh, yeah, I'm still an asshole, by the way. Just letting you know. I'm just an asshole at a different place.
We know.
I wasn't expecting anything else. What the?
I actually have a person working under me, which is weird.
Well, you were director.
Really?
Do you not have anyone working under you before?
No.
That's odd.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right then.
No, it was me. It's just me.
So, what were you directing?
Myself.
Okay. As
Yeah.
always, Thor's job is completely ambiguous, and no one quite understands what he does.
He's basically whose line is it anyway?
Yeah, maybe. What am I
Sweet.
doing here? What's Unreal? What are we doing here? I don't know you guys. I'm scared.
All right. Main topic for today is also pretty freaking ambiguous. No real news, so we figured we'd just talk about, since pretty much we're all in it, the game development industry. At least enough of us are in it. And then there'll also probably be a side chat of me and Polly finally getting that episode complaining about our old boss.
Hey,
That'll probably be today. So,
let's go.
yeah, let's go.
Let's go. Start us off.
Start us off? All right. Game development. What the fuck is that? So,
What? Did you just have a soundbite?
no, that was me. I just turned around.
Oh.
I'm glad I can
Really?
be that animated that you think I'm a soundbite.
Well, because it sounded like you were talking and it was immediately
Yeah.
like a different voice.
You're
I
like
could cut you off.
I
You,
mean,
like,
I do have
teleported
sound
5
bites.
minutes.
Hold on, what's my...
behind this computer.
Oh.
I do
What?
have some sound bites. I just don't really have any useful ones.
Boop.
What is happening here?
What?
What is happening?
No, I have voice mod, so I can both fuck with my voice in fun and enthusiastic ways.
Oh, that reminds me of one time when I tried to like there's like this like equalizer thing, so I tried to use it with my microphone for like the ultimate like funny mic, and yeah,
Yeah.
it was really bad. Like it was like funny mic, but like if there was like 100 funny mics on top of the funny mic level.
Oh.
Of funny mic.
Was it just like peaking?
It was like beyond peaking. I think the entire audio was just peak.
Wow,
That's not
Yeah.
ideal.
that's kind of rough, Fingerman.
No, it was funny. At least for like 10 seconds, then it wasn't funny.
And it wasn't funny anymore. Yeah, that's how that works. Yeah. So game development.
What's
How
going
about
on
we talk
with
about how we got into it? Thor, probably you have more history to that than I do, considering my history is 2 years old.
I mean, I first started out as a QA tester at a mobile game company. That was hell.
That doesn't
Literal
sound
hell.
fun now.
I tried to break Bejeweled all day.
Oh.
Bejeweled? I mean,
Yeah, it
to
wasn't
some people's
Bejeweled.
moms.
It was a knockoff.
to
Bejeweled.
some-
Oh.
oh,
Yeah. Then I got to do one thing with like Stan Lee in it. I don't
Huh?
remember what that was. All I remember is there was a Funko Pop of Stan Lee next to my desk.
Huh.
nice.
And after that, you know, that place folded.
Wonder
And
why.
I was like, oh, sure. Okay, this sucks. I got to find a new job. And then somebody's like, hey, you want to be a junior technical artist in Unity? And I said, sure, sounds fun. Oh man, Unity, this is so great. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, and then they're like, hey, you're pretty good at this. Get out of here. Then I got another job working on Unreal as a 3D artist. And these are all at different places. I didn't have a single full-time job the entire time. I was
Nice.
going place to
How did you
place,
survive?
I don't know. Maybe because I'm very poor. I was very poor.
But I know, but how did you survive going from that many jobs being poor?
I don't know actually. How did I? That's
Why do you
actually
have
really good
such a
question.
horrible memory of any period that's like longer than a year ago?
I don't know, man. My life kind of sucked.
Are you
back then.
good? Are we having some like realizations about your life?
Yeah, like I literally like was going work to work to work to work. I don't think I. Yeah, Jesus. I lived in a shitty place too. I lived in that really shitty above like a building studio in like the middle of the arts district.
Oh,
So, yeah, if anybody doesn't know, arts district incredibly expensive, except for me because I lived in a shithole with no bathroom.
Nice.
oh,
I didn't have a bathroom. Yeah, it's just
that's not
as you
ideal.
do. Yeah, I had to share one with 3 other people.
Oh,
Sounds like you're in college.
that
Yeah,
sounds worse than college.
I dropped out of college too, by the way.
Yeah, I did that. I
Guess
think
I
it just I
forgot.
think it just went better for me though.
Yeah, and then somebody's like, "Hey, you should start learning Unreal." I said,
And you were like,
"You know
no.
what? You know what? I already learned Unity. How hard is that to switch just completely different programs?"
Well,
Yeah.
How was
I
it?
worked it sucked.
enough.
It really sucked. And then I started getting pretty good at it, and then I got hired at CBS. And that leads to my worst job in the game industry, actually, is developing a VR game by myself.
oh,
Yeah. I got to a point where I had to start testing it, and for about a solid week, I did nothing but wear a VR headset and take it off and put it back on and take it off
oh
and put it
yeah.
back on.
I worked on one like decently long-term VR project. It was just me making a VR house for a friend group. They're cosplayers and just yada yada yada. And I did not enjoy the testing part of that. That was not fun at all.
No, I had headaches the entire time.
Yeah,
It sucked.
Jesus
And if
Christ.
it was only me, I had to do everything.
So
Literally everything.
Was this employed by a company?
This was by CBS. Viacom CBS.
What? What was their plan
they hit-
there?
Make me do all the work.
Nice. Did
Okay,
you do all the work?
that is a plan. What
So I did all the work up until COVID hit, and then they fired me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. I like that part.
Yeah,
That sounded
this
like a
is
better
also
part.
when I was. This is also in between me doing virtual production work. I had 2 jobs there: game dev and virtual production,
Ew.
and they paid me barely above the average.
You kidding me?
I was the keypin in their entire system.
Nice.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And then now you're finally doing something that's not shit.
Yeah, now I'm typing in numbers and deleting things and yelling at technical artists.
But you're getting paid a decent amount to do so.
Yeah, I'm getting paid a lot better. I will say don't meet your heroes because I burned a lot of bridges along the way.
Oof.
And that kind of led me to here. So I was living a really shitty life and nobody knew, including me.
We had a little bit of self introspection at the stream today.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's unique.
Man. You're making
I
me
just
think
like
about how
how you
shitty
just-
my life was.
You're just like, oh wait, wow. My
Yeah.
life sucks.
I was eating I was also eating cold Little Caesars for about a year.
No. Oh, that's
Yeah.
so sad.
They had pizza parties and I got to take a pizza.
Oh
every
no.
day. Like, every day we got free pizza and I got to take a box home.
Christ.
But of Little Caesars, like the worst.
Yeah, cold Little
Caesars
Caesars.
isn't the worst, but goddamn, I couldn't eat
Uh,
any
I
pizza
mean,
place for
worse
that
than
long.
that, like CC's Pizza, like
Okay, I like. To be fair, I mainly just get Caesar's breadsticks because the breadsticks are really freaking good. But
Okay.
even freaking with the best pizza place I've ever had, which is a place called Zatow's in a mall in Washington. Fucking hell, I miss it already. I cannot eat that for any distinguished period of time.
It was free. You don't realize it was free, and also they bought it like during lunch, and we got it after work, and so it was cold.
Ouch.
It was cold Little Caesars pizza.
I like cold
Nice.
pizza, but I also I enjoy having a hot pizza and then eating cold later. It's like two different moods. I don't want my first experience of the pizza to be eating it cold.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it sucked.
The laugh of someone who was contemplating his life that he never thought about,
for
apparently.
For a solid 3 years, I didn't leave a computer seat. I have been molded to the chair.
Christ.
Yeah. So now that you made me realize my life sucked, how'd you guys do?
Well, okay, let's. My life was so boring.
I wish.
I went
Alright,
to
so
high
my-
school. Mine will be really quick. Don't worry about it. I grew up. I've always had social issues. Never talked to anyone. So when I got into high school, I didn't have anything to do. I basically had no friends. So I was like, hey, I'm bored. I made a mod for Prison Architect that got like 50,000 downloads. I'm like, oh, hey, this is kind of nice. So then that summer, I took a DigiPin 2-week animation course, which did nothing for me except teach me that Maya exists, and that's all I got out of that fucking class.
Nice.
And then from my sophomore, from the middle point of my freshman year till now, I've sat lonely whenever I'm at home learning how to 3D model. And then I went to quote unquote college for 3D art. I was basically just trying to get a piece of paper that told art people that I went to school or whatever. I went to BlizzCon, and I was like, hey, that's right, Blizzard's pretty cool. Oh, hey, they have an internship. I'm gonna apply. And then I met someone there who told me that freshmen don't get hired and that I shouldn't bother. I did it anyway. I was the only freshman intern, and then they hired me full time.
Yay.
Motherfucker's first job was at Blizzard, and I was
My first
sitting there
decent job was at
making
Blizzard.
Bejeweled.
Technically, I left out Hell in a Bottle, which was working for me, the company me and Polly worked for, because I think he has a better way with words when talking about bullshit, so I'm gonna leave that to him. But in between high school and college, I worked for the company where I started working with Polly.
Hi, I'm
Mm.
Polly.
Hi, Polly. Tag.
Tag. So I used to make 3D intros for people on YouTube for RuneScape. That's how I started. I actually started because I played Call of Duty, and my clan at the time wanted a 3D logo. So I took it upon myself to learn Cinema 4D and how to animate logos and shit, and that turned into me making logo animations and like graphics for all the big RuneScape people back in the day. And then my senior year of high school, I got a job at a commercial company doing commercials. I was the I filmed commercials. I recorded the audio. I recorded and hired voiceover people. I edited the commercials. I bought the camera equipment, and I did their 3D graphics and like logo animation in 2D also. Then I applied for a school out in Hollywood called Noman, and I got into that. So I went there for 3 years and left a little bit early, and I worked at a YouTube channel called Corridor Digital for a little bit, and then I worked with Lucky fucker, motherfucker works at Blizzard. Shut up.
Okay, your first job, first out of whatever job, was with my favorite YouTubers.
It was my favorite YouTubers at the time too. I was having some
I'm
real
really
hard
lucky
time.
fucker.
I was having a real hard time like not being a weirdo. Like,
Yeah, I wouldn't win
'Cause-
that. I'd
'cause
just
they-
be a weirdo.
they'd be like, "Oh yeah, let's come in." They're like, "Want to go get lunch, Connor?" I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Yeah. Then they were like, "Do you want to come film with us at night?" I was like, "Yeah."
These are
It was
enthusiastic.
Yeah, so I worked with them for a little bit. I worked with a guy called Mike Diva, who you might know as Sexy Sax Man. Yeah, I worked with him for a little bit. I work with him on commercials to this day. And after
I didn't
that,
know that.
yeah, I just worked with him on the Cyberpunk thing.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's cool.
I worked with Capitol Records. I've worked with Comedy Central. I've worked with Fleer Systems, which is like the infrared company. If anybody plays
What'd you do with
Tarkov out
Fleer?
there, I made their CES event. It was a VR
Oh, that was cool.
vehicle simulation, and they paid a lot of money for that, and we won best CES presentation of 2020.
That's cool. Yeah, Fleer's awesome.
And
Some
then
of
I
our
worked on
frickin'
Boneworks.
military stuff is terrifying.
Yeah. I worked on a little bit of Boneworks. I just help out with some like real life environment stuff, and then I worked on a webcomic in between all that.
Yeah.
And then I got hired by
webcomic,
Apple
right?
most recently, but that's been
Most
like
recently.
over a year. Yeah, my most recent studio hire was Apple back last year, but I'm on hold for that. So
Permanently.
permanently,
And now
basically.
he left state because he is that given up that much hope that thing will ever come to fruition.
Now, if they call me, I'll have 2 apartment money, so
I mean, true, but like
I can move pretty quick.
true, but that'd be mildly annoying.
Dude, if they call me on Friday and they're like, "You start Monday," I'm on a plane.
Oh, okay.
Like-
I mean, like that is fair. Like, that's totally fair. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on a big fucking plane
I'm on a
so
boat,
soon, so
motherfucker.
fast. Yeah, basically.
Yeah, sounds like we all have relatively
yeah.
interesting stories, except for me. Mine's just I was lonely and started doing shit, and then I got really lucky.
Fingerman, how about you?
Yeah, I don't know. So
Yeah.
well, I don't have a complete story. I was like, I don't know. I was like young, and I was like, yo, I want to make video game, and then like, I don't know.
When
And,
did
like, I
you
did-
when did you join the server, and what was the purpose for joining the server?
I think it was for memes originally. I'm not gonna lie, because like I knew
That's
someone
fair.
else.
That's you, all right.
I knew someone else, and they were like, "Yo, I think there's like something or whatever." So I was like, "Yo, I want to come like check it out." And then like and then I like posted my funny things and stuff.
And then
yeah,
was
And then
it
we gave you mod.
Thor? Did you make him mod?
Yes.
No. Well, I think we all did. We all kind of agreed, like, if we were gonna make like mini mods, we were gonna make Fingerman a mod because he's
True. Oh
he's a-
yeah.
he's-
It was.
he's
It was. That's right. It wasn't that long ago, actually. For some reason, I thought he was here. That you were.
no, we just talked to him a lot
Longer.
before this.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
We basically dragged around Fingerman the entire time. to different
Oh yeah.
places.
He didn't. You. We didn't give him a say, did we?
No.
Yeah. That's
just
right.
like me.
To be fair, we pulled what Clay pulls that we complain about.
Yeah. I'm currently one of the admins, and I started out randomly one day getting made a mod.
Because Clay just poof, you're an admin.
you just like chilling, and all of a sudden it's like, "Yo, you are an admin now for no specific reason."
And you're the only one that he did that to that actually turned out not either an asshole or just fucking left.
Hi, anybody else who's watching that used to be a mod?
Hi, why are you here? Most of them don't like
Hi,
us.
Wolfgang.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Hi, single.
Hey, Louie.
Got those callouts.
No, you want to call it? Let's call it Louie. Let's bring up the frickin' Civil War. We'll
No.
do that
Hey.
later.
Hey.
Anyway,
We have a topic.
we have a topic.
We do have a topic.
So, damn it! I knew I had some segues, but then we went off. Fucking
You and Polly working together.
yeah! We can start that
Uh,
now.
Oh yeah, so I was
So-
working somewhere,
Wait,
and then
no,
Lumoize
my
said,
story
"I
starts
need
first.
a job."
My story starts
Okay.
first because I met him first.
Wait, what? Are you sure?
Yes.
Because I worked for him
You're the
before that.
reason. No, I'm the reason you got that job to begin with.
Oh really?
I see.
Yes.
I didn't know this.
Do we want to? We've mentioned the comic name before, right? So mentioning
We don't
name
need
is
to. We don't
probably
need to
fine.
mention. We don't. Yeah, we don't need to mention the name though.
Put him
Yeah,
on
so-
blast.
I think my sophomore or maybe junior year. I'm not entirely sure. I was approached by a man who was looking for. Was he looking for tutorage or for advice? One or the other. He was not a 3D artist.
Yeah, he's
He was not a 3D artist. He was a 2D artist, but he was experimenting with 3D art.
Yeah.
It was interesting. He wasn't wanting to do 3D art for his own stuff. He wanted to make a 3D like celebration banner for his friend's comic. And over the course of like a week or two, I taught him a bunch of stuff. Hold on. I taught him a bunch of stuff about
What?
What was that?
I'm.
Oh, that sounded like Mandark.
No, when people aren't talking, I'm actually eating food because I'm eating late today, so I'm trying to get it all down.
Oh, okay.
I taught him the basics of Maya, topology, some basic rendering, a couple stuff like that. And he was very grateful. We got along decently well. I helped him out for a couple weeks. He'd every once in a while after that message me about advice or whatever, and then I didn't really hear anything from that. Fast forward like a year and a half, maybe even 2 years, I get approached by him. No, it wasn't that. It was like maybe it was. I think it was a year, or maybe a little less than a year. But he approached me saying, "Hey, my webcomic is doing pretty good, and I was actually thinking about experimenting with some kind of 3D stuff with my webcomic. Would you be interested in a job?" At the time, I was either a sophomore or junior. I was very, very unsure of myself. It goes back to some social issues. I was way too jittery. I didn't want to do it. So I'm like, hey, I can't really do this. I made up some excuse. And then I told him, hey, you can go to my server. My 3D modeling server is going to be pretty big, and put out a job post. And he did that. And then either I don't think I messaged you directly about it, Polly, but when you talked about it in the server, I mentioned it was someone I knew. And then I gave you a positive recommendation to him. And then right around that time, you got hired. So yeah, I'm the
Are you
reason.
sure? I did. He first messaged on the server. He posted in the jobs post for logo animations. That's what I did.
Yeah,
That's
no,
what I did.
it was
Yeah.
He put out 2 job applications. The first one, the only reason he joined is because he knew me. Or the only reason he put that out is because he knew me, and he was like, "Hey, do you think this would be a good application?" I'm like, "Yeah, that seems fine."
Yeah. Okay.
Because he had joined way before to get advice about the 3D thing.
Gotcha.
So, and then you got hired. Take
Yep.
it away.
So I got hired to create kind of like previs for a comic. So I would take the kind of idea that he had, and I would make that into previs, where just kind of like blockouts, and like, this is where the building goes, this is where the whatever the hell goes, this is where this thing goes, and just kind of like rough out the shapes. And then it would go to the 2D artist, and the 2D artist would use it for like perspective and just general stuff like that. Eventually, it turned more into him wanting to create the entire comic in 3D, like 100%, like being able to hit render and it creates the panel page, and maybe just like a little touch up here or there. So I gave him a quote of a year and a half by myself, and I could create the shader that did it all. I could create all of the characters. I could create all the rigs. I could create all the modular everything. And that was in like January or February of the year, and I got hired originally in like October. So like January, February, and I said, I'm probably gonna need some help doing some like the grunt work, like making like a bunch of little models and everything. And he's like, okay, like, find somebody. At that time, I knew Brendon was like looking for some money.
Yes, I had no job, and computer parts are expensive.
Yes, and I was like, he pays a good amount of money.
that was never a lie. No matter whatever we fault him with, he was not with the
Cheap.
rates at least, he was not cheap.
For the hours he thought you worked, he paid those hours good.
We'll get into that later. So at that time, yeah, he reached back out to me, or no. Yeah, Polly, you reached out to me, and then I reached out to him and be like, hey, it's you again.
Yeah.
And we talked a little bit. He offered me the rate. I went, holy shit, because it was very much more than what I thought it was going to be. And I was like, yeah, I'll take the job. That amount is fine to me.
You went like full Porky Pig on him for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And then I started, and for most part, I was not the technical person at all. So my main job, because it was what I was good at, was, hey, we have like 30 or 40 cities, towns, and places that are like frequented by the characters. Model all of them. I'm like, okay, sure.
That is correct. That is what he did.
That is pretty much the only assignment I was actually officially given that entire time I worked there.
That is correct.
So I just kind of chose places, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna work on this. And he said, okay, and then ignored me. Well, he didn't ignore me. He complained about my work, but
no, well,
okay,
he liked your work a lot more than mine.
Yes, that is true. He would complain. He'd find something to complain about. It wasn't typically about my work. It was either like speed or lighting or, you know, whatever. I would definitely get a lot more complaints from Polly. Complaining about yeah.
I've seen your early work.
To preface this, up until this point, I was entirely self-taught through old tutorials. Some new tutorials, but old tutorials. And my topology
well, it didn't exist.
It didn't exist. I was not a good modeler. Okay, I was a good modeler from looks-wise. What I made didn't look bad.
You could make good 3D prints.
Yeah, like they were good. There you go. That's actually very good.
They were good decimated.
But if you turn the wireframe on, oh my god.
He was basically the Edgon man.
Yeah, because I just didn't know. I
know.
But like, I'm not making excuses. It was totally just me being fucking horrible. But like, I just had no idea. So the first time Polly actually sat down to look at my model, like not just looking at it, because at this point you hadn't really looked. Like I'd posted my models, my experience, my practice, but I never turned the wireframe on. And for some reason, despite the fact that you always yelled at people to show their wireframes, you never asked me to.
Well, because you were modeling still, right?
True, yeah, I guess, I don't know, superiority is some bullshit. But then you had the option to, and you did, and...
So, as soon as I would open his model, he would have there was like 6 seconds in between him sending me a file and me sending back like 12 screenshots, like close up with like red circles.
It was like that meme template of you sending something and then it's just Polygone is typing.
It's like the snipping tool, and you could use the red pencil. It would just be like a screenshot of his model with like arrows and like circles.
You were a very effective teacher, but oh my god, you did not help my. You did not help my psyche.
No, well, I did it like the teacher that I enjoyed the most at my school, which was like he treated you like you were not at his level skill wise, but he was gonna treat you like as if somebody at his job made really bad mistakes. Yeah, he treated you like a colleague. Like he wasn't treating you like a teacher. Like, oh, looks great. Keep working on it. Like I remember he opened up one of my files one time. He looked at me and he said, "Connor, what the fuck is this?"
Yeah, no, I definitely feel that. I definitely feel that in your teaching method.
I was like, I worked all week on this. He's like, this is absolute garbage, and I know you can do better than that. Fucking come back when you're trying. And I was like, oh.
No. No, I definitely feel that in your style. And before anyone gets like upset at the teacher or Polly or anything, I loved it. Like I'll complain and bullshit about it, but no, that your fucking inability to give me any sort of mercy is the
Well,
reason.
like I just wanted to do better. So
yeah,
like,
no,
if I,
and I got better. I
Yes,
got
you
I will point
way
out-
better.
I will point out, Lumoize actually legitimately did suck at 3D modeling.
Oh no,
Like,
yeah.
okay, well, Thor also currently still does suck at 3D modeling.
I don't think
Hey.
he's.
I haven't modeled a thing in about a year,
I know.
and I'm a fucking admin on 3D modeling.
Well,
Okay, when you put it like that.
you do technical stuff, so it's
Yeah.
fine.
I'm a
fine.
code boy.
Yeah, no. So
You are-
anyway,
you are a big good boy.
I was bad, and
But you learn quick. I
I
mean, like,
learned very quick. I was
you
like,
got
okay.
you got some big anxiety over like, oh fuck, I don't want Connor to like say anything.
So, quick thing, can you guys touch on hours he thought you worked?
Ah, yeah.
Oh,
I
wait,
figured we'd get back to
you
that
know-
soon.
Do you know what that means, or do we?
I know. Oh, I know, but people don't.
Okay,
know.
okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
so,
making sure.
Paul, you want to take this one?
Okay, so we had to use this program that would like it would track everything. Like it tracked your like distance of your mouse. It tracked the keys that you clicked. No matter like if you were in the program, like 3D program or not.
Mhm.
Like if you decided to like look up a YouTube video called like "Hot Smoking Babes" on YouTube, they knew you typed that in,
Mhm.
and then they also knew what programs were open at what times
Mhm.
for how long. And every like 5 minutes, it would take a
10
screenshot
minutes.
of like
Every 10 minutes, it would
10
take a screenshot.
it would take a
And-
screenshot.
It would also, with a little freaking annoying ass fucking little box at the bottom of the screenshot, would have a 1 out of 10 rating of how active you were in those 10 minutes.
Correct. And if you weren't active the entire time, he would basically like mark off minutes. Like if you
Mhm.
decide that
He'd
like
use that 1 out of 10 score to tick off 1 out of 10 minutes you worked.
yes.
What?
So like if you were working on something and you're like, oh man, I just need to like brainstorm on this for a minute, I would have to sit there and like wiggle my mouse so that he wouldn't like take away my money.
I didn't even you know, to be fair,
You
I
did a
didn't
wiggle?
need money. I liked money, so I wasn't worried about that. But like the notes, like we had a spreadsheet for our work tracking, and the notes on that was just fucking.
Yeah, it would be like 30 seconds, mouse not moving, minus 30 minutes on paycheck. So it'd be like you'd work an entire 8 hours, but it'd be like
6.
you get like 6.5,
Yeah.
6.5. And then some days you would be, if I was rendering,
Yep.
I literally some days would get 6 hours marked off of my pay sheet because I was rendering. And I had to fight him for like weeks to like understand what rendering was.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Let's get into the second characteristic trait. He didn't know anything about what he was trying to have us do, but he thought
Yeah.
he did.
Well, yeah.
I don't know what you're trying to stop me for. You know exactly
No, I
what I'm
wasn't.
talking about.
Yeah, so well, I can give the best example, which was we were doing this thing where it was more of the complete rendered or like semi-complete rendered. At one point, he didn't trust his 2D artist enough to like know what direction the sun was coming from, so I had to start like fully rendering it with ray tracing and everything. So
Mhm.
there was this lady on a balcony, and it was just made out of like gray squares and like because it was previs, and because it's made out of blends with gray, 50% gray, it bounces a lot of light around, and it's like a perfectly smooth surface. And we had like one directional light. I wasn't like art directing the light. He's like one directional light.
Yeah, it's just the
That's
sun.
what-
That's all he wanted.
Because that's what sun is, yeah. And so basically the light bounced off of the wall, and it bounced off of the floor and then onto the underside of a railing. And when I sent him the picture, he like went off on a rant about how bad I was at lighting. And I was using Arnold, which is arguably the best rendering engine.
It's one of the best. I mean, even a crappy rendering engine, it's an engine. The light,
Well, it's also
It's
a
light.
non-biased rendering engine.
Yeah, exactly.
It's made of the most accurate math that we currently have for rendering. So when he said that, I was like, okay, well, maybe he just doesn't understand that like it's a little bit off because of the blends and everything, and I ended up getting into an 8-hour conversation with him,
Oh, this
down
is
to
a
the
fun
point
day.
where down to the point where I was pulling up like scientific like peer-reviewed studies about like reflections and like angle of like refraction off of objects, and he then went to the kitchen with a flashlight and sent me a picture of him like, it just doesn't work like that. I'm like, yeah, because it's a rough surface and you're using like a non point light, or using a flashlight which spreads the light, and
Mhm.
it just ended up with, I think at the end of the day, me just being like, you're right, because I just wanted the conversation to end.
Yeah. Oh, that was
Yeah.
a fun day. I don't think I really got much of anything done, because the best part is that this all took place in public channels.
Yeah.
He did not care about having conversations in, private DMs. Nah, if he had a problem, it was everywhere. So
Well,
I would.
It was also a little bit rough because we could have been on voice chat for a lot of a lot of the messages could have been voice chat, so it could have been like a 30-minute conversation down to like 2 minutes or like 5 minutes. Because whenever I'm typing, I have to stop working. Like I can't type and have that conversation while I'm working. And because I was typing and not working, I would get that time marked off of my money. So it was super frustrating in that way, because I knew like anytime I had to talk to him about anything, I was going to make less money. And he wanted to talk a lot.
I love talking.
And he wouldn't do the voice calls because he said he wanted to be able to have the logs to go back and like look at them.
Oh, yeah, he loved having backup and evidence of everything.
Yeah. He really didn't like the stuff I was doing. He didn't completely understand what I was doing. I helped like modify this shader super heavily, where it was like mimicking
that shader was fucking awesome when we ended.
Yeah. So I have this shader that I can't use or show anybody how it works, or I can't give them it. I can tell people how it works, but basically it takes the 3D model and it does a bunch of like it had like 6 different maps that I was inputting into it, like a watercolor, marker, colored pencil, and like scratch maps, and like all this blotch map. There was all this shit, and it would export a image that looked super 2D. It looked very hand drawn. It looked great.
Like as far as it goes, to 3D to 2D shaders have been around for a while. But the one we ended up with, well, definitely there was some issues in some instances. Was really fucking good. I mean, it was really cool. I wasn't allowed to use it because he wasn't willing to buy like
the core for it.
Yeah, it started off as something else. And because he was well, despite the fact how much he fucking paid us, he wasn't willing to spend $300 on the shader so I could help.
Yeah, and he kept getting upset with you because when you would open the files, it would be black.
I know. I'd be like, "What do you want me to do?"
But basically, that shader was so good. I showed somebody from Sony when we were done with it, and my friend from Sony was like, "Dude, you're gonna really like our movie." And I'm like, "Oh, what?" He's like, "It's this Spider-Man movie coming out." It's like, I'm like, "Oh, sick!" And he's like, "Did we have 30-some people working on our shader for like 2 years or something?" And you're like 70% of the way there with this thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hell yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
You can see it on my
yes, on my you can. On your, here, I'll bring it up really quick.
Yeah.
What the heck? So, by the way, I didn't want to interrupt the story because it was so funny, but if I ever had to install that level of remote software, I would not work for the place, no matter how much they paid me. They could give me $150,000 a year. If I had to install that shitty program on my computer, I wouldn't do it.
What was it called? Like what was it called?
I don't know. I installed that shit as soon as I quit.
Oh, it's called Work Snaps.
Work Snaps.
The bane of my existence. Like, I think I made half of the money I should have been making just because of the hours thing that was going on. And I mean,
I'm such an
there was
asshole.
also
I have never followed you on ArtStation. What the hell? Fix that.
fuck you. There was also a while that like there wasn't really okay. What was it? There wasn't really like stuff for me to do because it was one panel a week, and he didn't really know what the story was going to be until like a day or two beforehand. Or it wasn't like kind of art directed until a day or two beforehand. So I had to like not work for like 3 or 4 days, and then hurry up and like throw something together real fast.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I have the thing pulled up on stream.
Oh, I see. So yeah, so every single frame we had something in there where it would do like stroke length. So it had a variable for like if how rounded an object was or how complex a shape was.
Mhm.
It would draw it a certain length and then start redrawing again. So you would get these kind of like scratchy lines, and then like at the end of lines, it would have like a like an ink blotch. You know, if you like stop on a pen, it kind of like pulls a little bit. So we have that. It would do overdraw a little bit, and then I have all those maps on there. So like it would pick how bright it was, and then the light angle, and then the camera angle, and it would kind of like switch between like fade between the different maps. If you look at the GIF, you can kind of see the marker map, which is like really streaky, and then you can see the colored pencil map, which is really like scratchy, and then there's the blotch map, which gives like the highlight areas.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like melding them all together, and it works really well.
And it's also it's supposed to be clear that the reason it seems a little bit chalky and a little bit kind of splotchy is because that is the art style of the new look. That like everything here looks exactly like how we wanted it to look.
Yeah, the art didn't look the greatest, but I recreated the art pretty good.
I mean, one of the artists. What was their name?
Shin.
Yeah, their artwork, fucking awesome. But
yeah.
So I started looking at the program you guys had to install, and I'm doing like the math on like how much it would like report to me for what I do. I would probably get like half a day because I do a lot of rendering.
Yeah, here we go. I'm gonna show the image on stream. Where's isn't view image a thing?
Yeah.
Image in the tab. Yeah, here we go. So
shitty.
We clock in. So we not only when we clock in, but if we were like supposed to be changing what we were doing, we had to update like when we change tasks. And you can see here.
Oh yeah.
It's a tiny screen, but if you click it, it brings up a full resolution screenshot of what we were looking at when the screenshot was taken, and here's that 1 out of 10 scale. So for instance, if this was my work, 4 minutes would be taken off of my pay here, 4 here, 6 here, none there, 2 there, 1 there, 8 there.
Yeah.
It was...
Since we have 3D people watching, I'd like to just mention, near the end it got kind of rough because he tried to get more and more involved. But the more he wanted to know about the 3D stuff, he wasn't really like. I can't really blame him because it was a lot of stuff. But he wanted to like know how to do everything I was doing to be able to do it himself. But
yeah, and we can't really discredit him for that, but we can discredit him as the way he tried to do that.
Yeah. So at some point, I was banned from using ZBrush to model characters.
Mm-hmm.
I had to box. He wanted me to box model characters, and any of the time I was in ZBrush was marked off of my pay. And he wanted me to model characters
because he didn't want to learn ZBrush.
Well, he just thought ZBrush was a bad tool.
Oh, really? I didn't know that part.
He said, "Why the fuck are you using ZBrush? I can model the same thing in 30 minutes that you did in 5 hours."
That's right. Oh my god,
So,
I'm remembering that now.
So I modeled like this character. He gave me like a turnaround from the 2D artist, which was great. It was really helpful, and I sculpted it to look exactly like the concept art, like the 2D image I was given.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept sending him pictures, and he's like, "It doesn't look like the character at all." And he sent me this like blob that had like a nose, kind of like like a polygon pulled out.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "This looks more like the character than what you made." And it was just kind of like,
okay, man.
He hired me to do a job, and I feel like you should just let me do the job, because obviously, like, the more he got involved, the more like
where it just got worse.
everything got slower, everything got like more monotonous. Uh, I wasn't able to do like color correction or like layer like AOVs or anything inside of Arnold to kind of like help. Like I was gonna be like, hey, if you don't like how this light's working, I'm gonna export each light individually, and then we can kind of like do it in Photoshop or Nuke or something. It'll be easy. And he's like, I don't know what the fuck that program is. Everything has to be like if he couldn't hit the render button in Maya and it created the final panel, he wasn't happy with it. And at some point, we got like 3 months into development or something, and he said,
we got farther than that. Oh, it depends on what you're talking about.
Well, he said we need to start re-releasing the comic.
Ah, that point. Yeah, no, that's about then.
So I had the dragon done.
Yep.
That was everything I had done because I was like, that's a good starting point. It's like one of the most iconic things. I can do. It was dragon.
A proof of concept.
Yeah, so I had the proof of concept done, and I had it figured out for one character, and I had just got the workflow down. And then he's like, we need to re-release the comic next week. So I need 4 characters and like 2 environments, and why isn't it done yet? And it wasn't ready, and I'm like, hey man, we can't release the comic. Everybody's gonna hate it because these characters aren't ready. They're still kind of just like ZBrush things that I was getting marked off for. They were still kind of just like ZBrush character blobs, like blockouts, and
like they were close enough, but like definitely not what we consider publishable.
Yeah, I also hadn't figured out clothes yet for the characters and how to like get the zippers working and everything. Or the low poly that they were is clipping and everything. And I had designed I had modeled the stuff. So he had me put like this nightgown on this like old lady, and he just took the render, and I hadn't done any of the textures for it, and he like tried to put it in a cartoonizer filter. And then
I remember that, yeah.
Every single reader was like, this looks like garbage. Why are you releasing it? And that came back to me and him asking me why it looks like garbage.
It was like a month or 2 at best after that everything collapsed.
Yeah.
Now, we weren't too careful, so the name is out there and everything. We want to give a couple of things, make a couple of things, like...
I don't think we said the name.
We've said the name in other streams, and it was probably on the thing you posted.
Oh, it was on my art station, yeah.
So, we don't want anyone to spread hate, especially now. The reason it technically ended is, whatever we think of his leadership, whatever, a very tragic family occurrence happened that closed their business because they just stopped their entire life. It was absolutely horrible event. Don't fucking go to them, wonder why everything's bad. Like, don't do any of that.
It was. I don't think he's not a bad person. It was just
like cause I got along with him.
I don't trust the job. It was. Work experience wasn't great.
I got along with him well when we weren't working. He just wasn't the best boss.
Yeah, I went on a work trip with him for like a week. It was fine.
Yeah, like, and it
rented me a car to drive. Got a place for all of us. It was cool.
And just knowing what happened is really fucking horrible. So just meh. But yeah, that was our experience. Luckily for me, it wasn't the worst. It was just a matter of...
sounds kind of shitty.
I mean, it was pretty shitty.
Very shitty.
But here's the thing. I wasn't relying on this to feed myself. I was living with my family. I was just spending the money on, like, computer parts. Like,
yeah.
It wasn't anything related to me. So the lost money I got from, like, not being hyperactive was fine.
Getting deducted money.
Yeah. Like, I was just like, oh, well, shit. This fucking sucks. Anyway, that's what it was for me. So, but yeah, it definitely was not going from that to Blizzard. I can't think of a more freaking drastic, like, change of environment.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of drastic change, Jeff Kaplan out at Blizzard. There you go.
Oh, that's what you want to talk about. Okay. Yeah, that happened.
What
Found
happened?
out.
Yeah.
Jeff Kaplan, Vice President of Blizzard Entertainment, and the lead Overwatch designer, lead game designer, something like that, has left Blizzard after 20 years.
For any bad reason?
No reason he gave. It just sounds like fatigue and stress of the project. And
Oh, okay. So it wasn't. He didn't get like. He didn't.
oh
get,
no,
like,
he wasn't
forced.
fired. There's no drama. It's just he left. And
I don't think you could fire him.
no, he's the vice president. But he didn't seem to have any qualms or anything. I mean, knowing him, he's not a social person. He's pretty shy. He, everything like that. So I could potentially just see everything just getting to him. But a lot of people are sad because a lot of people really liked what he did with Overwatch. Me included. Don't think it's because I'm on Blizzard show, whatever. I legitimately love Overwatch. I play it pretty much every day with my friends. Yeah, it's really sad that he left, but the person who took over, what's his name? Aaron? No. What's his name? I don't remember, but everyone who I talked to, because, it got announced today in a private email, and we were like, oh shit. So me and my coworkers talking, and everyone's like, yeah, like, it sucks, but we think it should be fine. The person who took his place is a really liked developer, has a lot of good ideas, and has very, very good standing and everywhere. But
That's good.
yeah, it's really funny. Yesterday, I was with my friends, and his father, my friend's father, spoke and was like, hey, this person left the company, this like senior developer, and it was brought to my attention. I'm like, yeah, that's, that happens sometimes. Developers, they get tired or whatever. It's typically nothing bad. They just want to leave. And then Jeff left today, and I was like, okay, that's different. That's a bit more high profile. that is a bit more than that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Fun times.
Yeah. So he is probably set for life. He will probably be able to find a job anywhere if he wants to keep working in the industry.
If he does.
He's starving. Anybody out there that has a lead for this guy? Let us
Yeah,
know.
he's a starving artist. He'll start up from a QA position if he needs to.
Yeah, we'll reach out to him and we'll get him in.
Yeah, we'll get him
just
a
let us know.
job.
Yeah.
Yep.
It could be a TA, and I could yell at him. It's like, God damn, why would you do it that way? It's like, well, it made sense at the time.
Is that your impression of the people you work with?
Is that your impression of me with Lumoize?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Why'd you do it like this, Lumoize?
Oh no.
What? Why?
That's how I used to talk to him.
And then I would all the time I'd be like, well, why can't I? And then I stopped saying that.
Why can't I? Because that's just how it works, Lumoize.
Why can't I use? Why can't everything and anyone ever made ever be tries?
Yeah.
You should put a picture up of his bullpup rifle. Is that P90?
No, I'll send the picture of the throne.
I'll show the frickin' P90.
Why are we so mean to him?
Because this is the way it needs to be.
Because I am a frickin' up my own ass dickhead.
If any of our like 2 viewers want to ask a question, oh god.
Here we go.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not even watching like
Eric Keller, thank you.
Wait, did you
Thank you,
what? Did you just like make it in N-gons and then hit like triangulate?
Oh.
No, that wasn't like a mean thing. I'm just wondering.
Yeah, because I didn't know about why booleans were bad.
Wait, where'd you post it?
No, he just flashed it on screen.
Oh, hold on.
like 2.5 milliseconds.
I forgot I was on my side screen. Here we go. I had it up on my main screen. I forgot that I was still on that one.
Oh boy.
Because I can. So I did 2 versions. I did the one without the N-gons. Wait. No,
Yeah, it shows that one, please.
And then I did the one with the booleans and everyone without the booleans. So this is the version that I did without the boolean autocorrect bullshit.
Okay, that does look a little bit better. That does look Well,
yeah.
it looks,
Not-
it looks well
the
comparatively.
the magazine looks perfect. Minus
Does it though?
the divots there that are probably
Does it
N-gons,
though?
but the actual
I mean-
like form of the magazine is not that bad.
I mean, this is a good spot to re-topo on, but it's like yeah, like as a final thing, it's bad, but like you can
Yeah,
re-topo.
but like
this,
here's
be
the
okay.
thing. This is the reason why a lot of people didn't realize, and I think Polly didn't try to correct me because despite the fact that I probably should have turned AO on here, this doesn't look bad.
No.
It just is bad.
I thought it was just a game model, so I was like, oh, normals look weird, but okay. And then-
I've been trying to look for examples of mine, and I can't find any. So, Polly, if you saved any of my work, go ahead and send it to Lumoize.
Oh wait, hold on. I think it's in
You
our
have
DMs.
the revolver, right?
I'm sure we have it in our DMs.
Do we?
Anything else?
Yeah, I started out as a QA, and then I got to technical art. Then I started working a little bit more in 3D, and I got kind of okay at it. But early on, I sucked.
Here, it's in the podcast hangout.
Oh, okay. Let me clicko.
Yeah, I think that's my first.
I saw a picture of Clay.
Oh right.
I
The
think
one where he looks like 11 from Stranger Things.
Oh god,
Right.
yeah.
we don't
Podcast.
need to share that one. It's
No.
fine.
Oh god, I remember it.
That's I think that's my first 3D model that I textured.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
it's a little
bad.
rough.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think I even textured it using Photoshop too, because
Yeah,
Substance still wasn't a thing.
that's the thing though. It somehow looks like a shitty default Substance texture as well.
I think I might have ripped Quixel like textures.
Oh god.
Yeah,
That
I think I
explains
stole,
it because I don't think a
stole
brand new
textures
texture
from
person would
Quixel.
know what a PBR material is.
Yeah, I took images from Quixel and then I used those.
God.
And I didn't use
damn.
Quixel. I took the
You just
textures
took the
from Quixel.
textures.
Yeah.
Hold on. Where's my first texturing? Because I didn't know anything about texturing either, so I textured in Paint.net.
Yeah, I was not good, and I got a little bit better, but then I saw the lure of being a technical artist.
Money. Yeah, I can here.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'll show everybody my first
Money.
ZBrush sculpt, just so we all have something that's embarrassing out there.
Unlike you guys, I don't have to worry about my previous works getting out there.
Because they're not out there. Projects are
Yeah.
canceled.
I'm desperately trying to get more portfolio pieces. That way I can yeet all of my shitty ones off of my portfolio. Because without it, I post so often on my portfolio that even like my last work, which is only like one of 7 on that page, is like from 3.5 years ago.
No, boys.
Oh,
What
man.
if we do this? What if we do this? I model stuff, and then you make it look pretty in a scene,
And then I tear it apart.
I mean,
and then I can light it.
we could do that. You just have to do it in Unreal because that's the only thing I don't want to do anymore.
I can make game res shit. It's fine.
I mean,
And
you
I'd
want to
tear it
help me
apart
on this?
because that's
The
what I
project I'm
do.
working on now, it's only going to take me a solid 2.5 to 3 years.
Yeah,
Well,
he's
That's not
been,
an exaggeration.
he's been sending me DMs like
Well,
every.
we can't take that long. Where's the
He sends me a-
snapping, boys?
He sends me a DM every week.
This
like,
is just block
asking
out, I
some
don't care about
obscure
snapping.
question.
Okay.
Like I'll
okay.
get a message at like 8:30 on a Tuesday. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey.
Why is
how do I
okay?
do
Why does
this
8:30
one
on Tuesday
thing?"
matter? That's not an unreasonable time.
It's
That's not-
random.
Yeah, but like, what's a good time to message you? Like 4:30 on a fucking Tuesday? Like
Yeah.
Tuesday.
4:30 on a Wednesday, actually.
Why?
4:30 on a Wednesday.
Yeah,
Why?
that's the best time to reach out to me. 4:30 on Wednesday.
I'm at 4:31.
Yeah, I'm not understanding why either, but okay.
Well, I mean, it just, you know.
Anyway, continue with your story.
Oh, yeah, I was just telling you. I was just being dicks to you guys because you guys are 3D modelers. You guys are poly pushers.
Yeah.
I'm not even 3D model. I'm the only thing in this scene that can actually be visible that I've 3D modeled is the rails.
Nice.
Ignore the gun. It's a default UV farm blueprint because I can't
So
be bothered.
So what is this?
Oh, this, I think I've shown you it before. It's a, hold on, loading.
Is it a museum?
No.
I
So-
love how he's using a
I was
first-person
talking to somebody like a guy from Stress Level Zero about doing a VR thing for an aircraft museum where like
That'd be cool.
yeah, I thought that's what the fuck.
So this is a crashed Zeppelin. Don't get me started. I have a literal mini book I'm writing about lore for this universe because I have the
I'm
universes
sure-
in my head.
I'm sure that you've learned from Blizzard and me to have bullshit to explain
Yes.
why things
Yes,
like
I do.
it.
Anyway, so this is a World War II era flying aircraft carrier Zeppelin. It was one of 3 made by the United States, and this is my headcanon, my universe that I've been living for the past 5 years. And so this is it after it has crashed. And because I hate myself, for the next 2.5 to 3 years, I am going to be detailing this so that all roughly 2 square kilometers worth of walking space inside this has high detail fidelity models and detail everywhere, fully level designed. Every room that should be there is there. Room for over 20,000 workers, plus an additional 5,000 troop carriers. All of the
Nice.
planes, technologies, everything, all there.
So are you gonna block everything out and then do like room by room, or are you going to?
I'm doing
What?
I'm doing kind of both. Occasionally, so what I'm doing now is blocking everything out. But occasionally, if I feel like I'm going insane, I'll be like, hey, 38 millimeter anti-aircraft gun. I'm just gonna model that. Like I've done a little bit of detail work, trying to see how I want to do the detail on the walls on this bridge here, and then like I made one of the 2-3 inch anti-air guns. I don't remember off the top of my head. Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, I am just finished doing all the framework. I had to place all these frames by hand in Unreal Engine because fucking so it was not quick. And now I'm working on the large aircraft hangar, which is going to be storing all of the vehicles, large size, which is mainly DC-3s. What's the militarized version of a DC-3 called?
So, Lumoize, just a quick question. Why do you hate yourself?
Do you have 18 years? I'll go through Yeah, no,
Well, apparently he's only hated himself for 18 years. That was a good, 2.5 years he had as a baby.
Yeah, no, I like having big projects. It gives me something to do every day.
That's good.
Something to do every day.
I'm not wrong. For the next 2.5 to 3 years, every day I'll have something to do. I can never be bored again.
Nice.
You're the kind of guy that gets coerced into crunch.
Okay, yeah, only if it's something I care about.
Like your
Like, hey,
job?
just stay 2 hours later. We can get this done. Don't put it on your timesheet, by the way.
Oh, you think
But we'll
Blizzard
this
can
done.
get away with that shit?
They'll try.
No, they won't. They've gotten in lots of troubles about that before. You have to be very, very clear if you work even like 5 minutes past your overtime point. You have to claim that.
Do you did you show my first ZBrush model? So we can all
Oh,
have
did you post it?
some
Hold on,
shit out
let me bring it up real quick.
there? Yeah, it's in the podcast hangout.
There we go.
I just got my shot today. My arm's a little rough.
Oh yeah, I got mine yesterday. It does not get better. Do you get Pfizer or Moderna?
I got Pfizer.
Yeah.
It was
Get
really
mine.
quick. It was weird. I pulled up in a car, and it was like kind of snowy, raining. So I went under the tent, and then they just like stabbed me, and then told me to go sit in the parking lot for 15 minutes and honk if I passed out.
Yeah, for me, Blizzard got it to where every employee, their family, and anyone they lived with could get the vaccine. So one of the parking garages next to a QA building, they converted into a thing. Drove up, parked on the second floor, walked down to the first floor, line up, shot, wait in a chair 15 minutes, go walk up, drive home.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got mine yesterday.
Yeah,
It fucking hurt, and exercising was not fun. today,
Nice.
but it'll get better. It's already feeling
Who
like perfectly fine.
exercises?
So that's my first ZBrush model. That was actually for a class, and I got a really bad grade because it was really bad. And then I realized
Why
I need
does
to
his
take
face
anatomy
look
classes.
completely flat?
Because it kind of was. It was pretty
Yeah.
flat. Like
It looked like
I
a
was,
SpongeBob ice cream pop.
yeah, I was modeling for like the view instead of like, yeah.
Oh my god! Because like
All
literally,
things-
it just looks like what happens in a cartoon when they like run into a wall and their face becomes flattened.
Yeah. So
It looks like a bad acid trip telling me to put the gun down.
well, it's okay. So I took one anatomy class, and then I posted my next sculpt right after that in the Discord. I got a lot better really quick.
Oh yeah, you really did. Wow. Okay.
So that was my first ZBrush sculpt,
Huh?
and then this is my
Oh my god!
this is
that's
my second
so
one.
dramatic.
RTX on, RTX off, motherfucker.
That's
Oh
what
my
one
God.
anatomy class did for me.
You need to resculpt this guy. I want to
Right.
see this guy with the exact same proportions, except with high detail sculpting and high definition HDR textures with like amazing. Like I want this like like use it as a base sculpt, no max crow detail change at all, but make him modernized.
This like type of jump in skill is something that happens a lot in my life for like 3D, where I kind of just like plateau really hard for a while, and then I get like some like random grain of information, and then I like jump to the next level without like anything in between.
To be fair, while it is probably more dramatic for you, that's actually just a thing in 3D. I find.
Is it?
Yeah, at least for me. Like every couple basic examples. Topology. After you learned and made topology, I fucking jumped one, and because now it was so easy. Because it's if you have bad topology, fix it. Not because it's just horrible, and I can say that as someone who used to have really fucking bad topology for a long time and thought he was good. But it makes things so easy. When you have better topology, it's so easy to add on extra detail and everything.
100%. Yeah.
And I think another one would be, I was decent on, like I was bad on Unreal for a long time. What was it that unlocked it? Oh, I took one. I took here. This is gonna make you happy, Paul, because I don't think I even told you I did this. I took a 1 hour 30-minute total video series from Nomen Online.
Oh, because I gave you my password,
Because
right?
you gave me a thing. I wasn't gonna mention that until you did, because
That's
I don't
okay.
know if you were allowed to do that.
Probably not, but like
I didn't, because I looked at some of their modeling examples and like they weren't good for me. They didn't really
examples?
like
Hey,
some of
Lumi,
the modeling
you
tutorials.
wanna hide your Discord there?
I forgot I was on that screen. I need to keep track of which screen I'm showing at any one time. Anyway, I wasn't able to learn anything, but I looked up set dressing and environment art, something like that. And after the end of the video series, it just completely just flipped my brain. I'm like, oh, it was just so much better.
That's good.
Yeah, I was just messaged and told that we should probably wrap up because this is going on like 15 minutes longer than it's supposed to.
1 second, I need to make a joke.
Okay.
Well, it's not a joke. It's about the idea of like plateauing on like 3D skills, and like doing that. Usually, I'll just like see my art, be like, I'm not satisfied. I need to metamorphosize. And that's what I think.
Thank you
do
for
that. You do that, Fingerman. I'm glad.
Oh, damn it.
That's my like funny phrase. Just like yeah.
Nice.
Sweet. I forgot to record the stream again.
You can download the VOD, right?
Yeah, but like it's source quality.
Yeah, but do it. Download the VOD, upload it.
What's the
too good?
Best way to learn topology? Find yourself a poly.
I mean, if anybody needs like information about topology or you want like feedback on stuff, I'm available almost always if you DM me for feedback. But just know I'm not gonna like
Be nice about
baby
it.
you. I mean,
Best way to learn
yeah.
topology: join the 3D modeling Discord.
Yeah.
A
I'm sure
I
they
think
can.
as well, probably, I don't know, maybe like reference or something would be a good idea. I don't
yeah.
know.
If
I
you
mean,
want to
topology
learn,
reference is difficult.
yeah, if you want to actually learn topology and you are good at tutorials, particularly 3ds Max tutorials on topology are really good. I don't know why, but 3ds Max artists are so freaking baffling when it comes to the most elegant topology ever.
They used to be game artists, so back in the day, you had to be
Yeah,
really
that
good
was
at,
the game art program.
optimization.
So
I mean, yeah. Anybody who needs to message me about topology and stuff, I can let you know. I'm pretty knowledgeable about all that.
sweet.
But I will give you very professional
Hold
advice, like as if I'm working with you. Like if you show me something that's bad, I'll tell you it's bad. If you show me something that's good, I'll tell you to do better.
Nice. All right. Well,
You better download the VOD and upload it, motherfucker.
You will.
I will. I'll download it as soon as the stream ends, so I won't forget. I
will
didn't forget
slap
last time.
you.
I didn't forget last time. All right, sweet. Wrapping up
Cool.
way too late. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Thank you everyone in the future watching this on YouTube. Something like subscribe. I don't care. I kind of
Like
care.
and subscribe.
Subscribe.
At Fingerman, if you have any 3D modeling questions, he's the expert here.
Oh, dude, definitely. I'm very, definitely totally knowledgeable. Not at all still learning. Yeah.
Indeed.
Fingerman's actually pretty good. He's like one of the he does really good for what he knows and for like how much effort he puts into stuff. He does a lot more than just 3D. He does weird like abstract paintings. He does game design. He does like he makes his own video games. He does 3D. Like he does a lot of stuff. He's spread very thin.
Yeah, I do feel that way sometimes.
Yeah, you do good though.
Sweet.
Dude,
Thank you everyone so much for watching. Tune in next time in 2 weeks' time, Tuesday, every other Tuesday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I don't know what it is in their time zone. Yeah. See you next
9
time.
p.m. in New York.
See you next time, guys.
Goodbye.
Leave.